Hello everybody and welcome back to another video for the day. We're going back into r/AmITheDevil because am I the a-hole sometimes makes you wonder, am I the devil though? Yeah, no, they're the dongwad. Hello, if you guys would like to be absolutely amazing, show your support and see more videos like this one in the near future, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below to start up them wholesome internet discussions, and if you guys have not already, subscribe to the channel and turn on them notifications. Am I the a-hole for being annoyed that my wife allowed my brother to stay at our house? My 39M brother, 20, lives with his girlfriend about an hour's drive away from me and my wife. My brother and I have never been close due to the age difference, and our parents had me young, and then him later in life. He was always the spoiled one and got whatever he wanted. We see each other on holidays and special occasions, but other than that, we might talk on the phone once or twice a month. Last night, I had to work late and could not be reached by my phone. When I got off, I noticed that I had 2 missed calls from my brother and a few from my wife. But it was already close to 11 p.m., so I chose to just drive home and not call and possibly wake someone up. I walk into the house to see my wife, 41F, and brother on the couch playing Mario Kart. When I walked in, they both said hi and go back to their game. I went to the bedroom to shower and, frankly, just sleep. I was exhausted. My wife comes in a few minutes later and I ask her why my brother is here. She said he called her because he and his girlfriend had gotten into a pretty heated argument and he just needed to get away from the situation for a little while he figured out what he was going to do. They only have one car and it's in the girlfriend's name, so he couldn't take it. Apparently, he tried to call me and when I didn't answer, he called her and she went to pick him up an hour away, even though she hates driving at night. They also went out for dinner before coming home. I told her that I find it odd that she would pick up my brother and take him to dinner, just because he got into an argument with his girlfriend. That he is an adult and needed to work it out. She just rolled her eyes at me and said she would be staying in the spare room as long as he needed. That I was acting weird and that he is my brother and has no idea why it was such a huge idea that he was here. I told her that if someone is staying at my house, especially my family, I should be the one who decides that he had no right to call her, that he should have waited for me to call him back. You already stated earlier in the story that you had no intentions of calling anybody back, dude. You just went to sleep, and would be talking to him in the morning. She told me to deal with it and be a grown-up, that he was always welcome here. My wife is now mad at me that I stuck with my brother in the house who knows how long until he figures out his life. We already have 2 teens, I don't need another kid here. I stand by what I said, my brother doesn't need to be here, but my wife is still mad at me today. Am I the a-hole for saying that she should not have picked up my brother and allowed him to stay at the house? Oh, don't worry, that is a juicy update from what I've seen. Update. I don't think just because I think an 18-year-old person should be out of the house and not rely on family to support them makes me a bad person. People need to grow up and be adults. I expect the same from my children. They are expected to have a job and save money to move out when they are 18 and graduated from high school. If they go to college, they can stay, but are expected to pay for it on their own and pay a small amount of rent. My wife does not agree with this and says they can stay as long as they need. I am trying to make her see reason. As a kid, I was never taken to a zoo, museums, or out to eat. I was sent to a public school and not allowed to play sports or do activities because there was never money. I had to get a job as soon as I could. My parents were 16 when they had me. Even when they got older and had more money, I still did not get the opportunities that my brother was given. He got the best and I got nothing. It's time he stood on his own. Yes, my kids go to the zoo, park, museums, and play sports and attend activities. They get a lot of what I didn't, but those are my kids, not my brother. I don't see why my wife would take him along with her. My brother has always loved her like another mom. mom, so I had to share her with my brother too. I got home from work last night. Everyone was getting ready for dinner. After dinner, I told the kids to please go to their room so I could talk with my brother and wife. I asked my brother why he was there and why he felt the need to call us instead of working it out. He said that he just needed to get out of the house. He had found out that his girlfriend had cheated on him and she was planning on leaving. She blamed him for cheating because he wouldn't marry her or have a baby with her, and that what she really wanted. I said what she wanted wasn't unreasonable, that he was being immature. If he could live with her, he could marry her. My wife said that not everyone wants to be married and have children that young. He is an adult. Grow up. I said that I didn't appreciate them making decisions without me, and that this could have been sorted out the next morning. No one needed to drive 2 hours or run away from home. I asked when my brother planned on leaving. He talked to his girlfriend. She was moving out on Sunday. Then he would go home. He had 2 months left on the lease, so he was going to look for something smaller to move into. I said that I didn't like him staying that long. My wife said, "He's your brother. A few days is not going to kill anyone." I agreed just to stop the fight. I didn't like it, but I fell backed into a corner. I still think he needs to go home and deal with his own problems. My brother said, "Thanks, I appreciate it," and walked off. My wife and I talked some more. Neither of us is really happy with one another. It's only going to be a couple of days, dude. It's not like they're going to start setting up shop in the living room with a banjo or something. And I could completely understand wanting to get out of the house to avoid a stressful situation. That's not fun at all. But let me guess, are you also then going to be kicking your kids out at 18 saying, "Good luck, have fun, you need to go do it"? Oh wait, no, you said you're going to have them be there with college. You're only allowed to live in my house if you're going to college and you need to pay rent. On top of that, sympathizing with the dude's girlfriend, wife, fiance at the time, whatever you want to call the significant other, for cheating because, God forbid, they didn't want to marry them right away or have kids. Lo and behold, last I checked, those are a little expensive. And as somebody who has had to deal with stuff like that happening before, yeah, it kind of bites and it kind of messes you up in the head for a bit. And I kind of think trying to call somebody that you get along with to help out in your kind of situation where your mind is a little messed up, kind of a smart thing to do. Am I the a-hole for arguing with the lifeguard at my local pool? Throwaway because my friends know my usual account. I, 37F, was at our local community center pool today with my 3 children. For this post, I will change their names, but they are Jane, 3, Allison, 5, and Henry, 8. Going to the pool is a regular outing for us. Sometimes we go with my husband, but today he was at work, so I took them myself. I got the kids ready in the family change room area and entered the pool area. Henry is a great swimmer, so I often let him watch Allison not far away from me in the area of the pool that is slightly over their heads. There is also at least 2 lifeguards watching this pool at all times. Jane prefers to stay in the shallower area of the pool, so I usually stay over there with her. Well, today, I was sitting in the shallow area with Jane, as I usually do, while Allison and Henry swam a little further away in the deeper area of the pool. The pool does not have a normal layout. It is meant for kids, so it has a lazy river which is about 4 feet deep, a basketball court area which is 5 feet deep, and a baby area which is kinda like a beach. One of the lifeguards yelled at me to be in arm's reach of all of my kids. She was very rude, so I told her that we swim here all the time, and it was never a problem. She told me that they were too young to swim in this section alone. I pointed out that it was a kids' pool, and they are good swimmers, but she still said that they couldn't swim without an adult until they are 12. So I put Jane in a float and went over there with them, even though Jane was not happy about it. Allison and Henry were playing on a big floating pool toys about 5 feet away from me, and I just keeping Jane occupied, since she doesn't like being in the deeper water. Well, Allison fell off of the floaty she was playing with while I was playing with Jane, and the next thing I know, the lifeguard is blowing her whistle and jumping in after Allison. She handed her to me, looking kind of pissed off. I told her she didn't need to get in, and that Allison can swim, plus Henry was watching her. The lifeguard said, well, she wasn't, and then told me that if I wanted to keep swimming, I had to put my children in life jackets. 2 of your kids are not even in the 1st grade yet you thought that it was perfectly fine for them to swim in deeper waters, and yet, God forbid that a place happened to have policies.
Oh, they were perfectly fine before.
Yeah, lifeguards don't know that, nor is that their policy to know that. Don't want to have to deal with lifeguards? Then don't go to a place that is not outside of your own property with has a pool. Bottom line, their place, their rules, and it really does suck that some people got a problem with that one. Just because negligent lifeguards have let you get away with it in the past doesn't mean that every single lifeguard is going to let you do that. Am I the a-hole for asking my best friend for gay redacted? I've been BFFs with my best friend since we were babies, and I love him like a brother. I found out recently that he was bi because he started seeing a mutual friend. I should have seen it coming because he was constantly asking about this mutual friend, and they would disappear together for hours at a time when we were hanging out with our friends. I don't think I was homophobic in the slightest, but it definitely threw me off. Neither of them seemed gay at all, and I always thought that I know my best friend was gay. We have known each other for 20 years, but he came out to me specifically, and I should have been more encouraging, but I was just shocked. I kept accidentally calling him gay and asking how that's possible when he slept with women, and he kept correcting me, saying that he was bi. It was a really uncomfortable conversation, but it ended with him saying that I don't need to stress because he won't be shoving it in my face, and I'll hardly know they're together. He said he knows it's a lot, and it's okay if I need time to process. And he was right. I did need time to process, because not only did I find out that he was gay, but I also found out that he was dating a mutual friend of ours, a male friend. I have gay friends, but I always knew they were gay, so maybe that's why it's different? My best friend's new boyfriend also has a best friend that I'm friends with. I asked how he was taking the news to them dating, and he said that he had known that he was gay for years, and he went out of his way to be supportive. He said that he has heard all of the stories, seen him make out with men, all of the hypes him on. I just kind of felt bad because I want to be that supportive friend, and I haven't been that. I talked to my BFF and said that I still love him, and I'm sorry about the awkwardness. I said I just wanted to learn more and be more advocate for gay people, and I think he could help me with that. He said absolutely. I asked if he would send me gay off-brand. I said if I was going to have a gay BFF, I should know the ins and outs of gay S. We have talked about S before, but we can still do it. I just need to desensitize myself to S and gay people. I said it would be a good learning experience for me. I was trying to be supportive, but instead he just looked uncomfortable. He said he doesn't watch much of that, and he's confused about how that's going to help me understand gay people. I was horrified, I asked. I tried to explain I thought that it would normalize gay people, and I didn't want him to feel like he couldn't be open with me about S. He said that isn't going to teach you about gay people. A lot of those videos are unrealistic, and being gay is about a lot more than just S. I was honestly kind of humiliated at this point, so I said we needed to focus on finals and we would talk about it later. He said he appreciates the effort, but I can't help to think I messed things up. Was it offensive, what I said? Am I the a-hole? Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a lot of bit. Yes. Yeah, very much so, I'd say. If you wanted to be supportive, you could have just asked, like, what can I do to be supportive, instead of asking, hey, can I see what I assume to be your homework folder? I, 26M, am frustrated by my virgin girlfriend, 23F. She is upset with me because I thought of having S with someone else. How can I go about this situation? My girlfriend and I have been dating a few months, but haven't done the sheet shuffle yet. We've had that kind of contact, which includes kissing, touching, oral, but not real S yet. I have a pretty high S drive, and she is the first girl I'm having to wait for this long for. It has always been my choice to wait because I did not want to lose her. She had given me choices before to break up so I can have S, but I don't want anyone else but her. Another girl suggested she wants to hook up with me. I initially accepted, but I immediately changed my answer. Told her I had a girlfriend and ended the conversation there. My girlfriend found out these messages, but she is upset that I initially accepted and was contemplating cheating even though I didn't act on it. I know it's my choice to wait, but I am not completely happy because of the lewd frustration. At the same time, I don't want to leave her. How can I go about this situation? So let me get this straight. You're eager as a beaver, and lo and behold, the person you have as a significant other isn't as eager as you are, and thus you thought that it was perfectly fine to talk somebody up, bring up the idea, and initially accept the idea of cheating. I mean, the fact that you accepted it alone is still a bit bad. Even if you then immediately declined the offer, still, it's bad. Am I, M53, wrong for forcing FWB F50 to tell me our relationship is done because of a simple lie and her attacking me? I got into a casual relationship about 3 years ago, but we got close, but I never really opened it up. I kept dating and sleeping with other people, but I told her I wasn't. Okay, so you're cheating on her. Great. She has feelings for me and asked to advance if interested, but I said no. But her friends saw me on the dating site and with the looking for a serious relationship mentioned. She waited a few weeks and went to the site and I got pissed. She didn't stay because she had feelings and she said she had to get over me. At one point, we didn't contact each other for over a month. I wanted to see if she cared, and she said she thought I was in a relationship at this point. So I kept her hooked, but I stopped the amount of texting. I didn't stay after S. I got up and left. She asked about it multiple times, and I said there is nothing wrong. Nothing's changed. She said it did, and she didn't want to be a placeholder, so she started pulling away. I would text every couple of days and not say much. Why, I don't know. She would respond. I don't know if this was purposefully, but she asked me to come over last Friday night. I said I had my daughter with me and couldn't, but I would try. I had plans with friends, really. I guess some of the people I'm friends with know her and knows what's happening, and told her that I was there. I guess she was asked to go and declined. She left me a message that she was hurt because I lied to her. I told her it was a last-minute change of plans. I guess the friend told her I'd committed a while ago, but she didn't call me on that lie. She told me that I should have left her alone when she started pulling away and said the change toward her hurt. I said we want different things, and I told her that. She said that I never asked her what she wanted, and that if we wanted two different things, why did I keep on calling her? And she said she had feelings for me, and it hurt when I kept pushing away. And why did I ask about more than one point? And why did I say I didn't do relationships, but had looking for a serious one? I did hint at more once. My buddy said I lied unnecessarily. I would have said that I had plans, as she's never cared about me and plans or asked questions or done anything obsessive. And that was me saying I'll try to keep her at home because I didn't want her out. That I don't want her moving forward, and I know she has feelings, and I like it. He's a therapist as a career. I call BS. I owe her nothing. She told me that she wanted to try more with me, and I said no. But my profile says looking for a relationship, so she was trying to bow out. I told her that I wasn't looking for a relationship, and I wasn't on that site. I'm on a site though, so I don't know why I said that. I apologized, but that's all I've done. I told her to walk away from what we have if she needs. At one point, she attacked me for my past. I had an active past, including a few divorces which I never told her about. She said she didn't care at all about my past, and she found out because someone who knew me told her when we first started dating. She said that it explained why I could be acting the way I was and would be deeply hurt. So, could I please understand that she didn't want to be hurt anymore? She said the lie hurt because she thought we had respect for each other at the minimum, and this shows that I didn't respect her. She threw it in my face. I don't feel I've done anything wrong. I did see her in public with her friends, so she's out. She can't be that hurt. Oh yeah, no, you didn't do anything wrong. It was only a non-mutual agreement with you wanting them to be friends with benefits. Meanwhile, they wanted an actual relationship with you. You know, just totally that. That's totally not you being the a-hole in the scenario. Am I the a-hole for fleeing the scene after hitting my sister's parked car, knowing our dad is going to pay for the damage? It's been a very long week. I am so stressed, and I am posing this as a sort of steam valve. Basically, I have finals this week, and I have a class that I thought my advisor signed me up for as a blow-off class, so it hasn't even gone in months. And when I found out I actually needed this course as a prerequisite for next year, so I have been trying to learn a semester's worth of material in 3 days. And have not slept. Today was the final, and I accidentally smashed into the side of my sister's car on the way out of the driveway. It didn't help that she parked like an idiot. It did a lot of damage to both of our cars, but I was running really late, so I just drove on. When I turned my phone back on after the test, my family group text was going crazy, trying to figure out who had hit Eva's car. By some crazy coincidence, our Ring cameras had stopped working, so even the police had to come out. I chimed in and said that I was sorry that I was the one who hit the car. I tried to explain about my final, but no one cared. They are so mad at me. When I got home, I tried to explain that it's not a big deal because our dad pays our insurance, so since it's the same insurance, it's a write-off and it won't cost us anything. My sister was crying/screaming at me that she loved that car and had taken such good care of it. I said it would only be a matter of weeks before it was covered in smelly pink drinking cups like her old car. She said, "You are such a freaking a-hole," and stormed off to her room. My dad won't see it my way either, and was even more pissed when he saw all of the damage to my car. He said that he didn't want to hear another word about my final, and he has never been more disappointed in one of his kids his entire life, and needs a break from me. I keep trying to explain that it's not a big deal, and that no one will listen to me. I am still happy that I passed my test, and I'm not going to let them rain on my parade, so am I the a-hole? Without a frickin' doubt.
No, well, Daddy pays our insurance. That's pretty freaking fine.
No, you do realize after incidents like that, your insurance payment goes up, right? Good luck, because I don't think you're going to be on that insurance plan much longer, and, maybe if you sign up for a class, go to it. Am I the a-hole for trying to get my friend to manage his expectations? He is an addict trying to become a doctor. I, 21F, am a third-year math undergrad, and I am friends with this one student. Let's just call him, John, 28M, who happens to be a total cutie. Not that I've ever confessed my feelings for him, though. I have taken a PDE course with him last semester, and at first, we got along great. John wants to go to medical school and become an oncologist. He's definitely got the grades for it, and actually, he's blowing everyone else out of the water with the high 90s in all of his higher year courses. With that being said, he is a recovering addict, and he has spent much of his 20s addicted to substances. I've only learned this recently because we are both in a Facebook group for our school, and he posted about his motivations and what drives him every day to hard work. In that thread, I commented, thanking him for trusting his classmates enough to share this information. But I would definitely not trust that person to save my life. I gave him the raw truths because he seems to be really idealistic, save the world kind of guy. And I want him to have a realistic view of his future. he hasn't responded to my comments, but I can tell that he has read it because he's kind of given me the silent treatment. It was so awkward these days to be in the same room with him because he would just be on his phone, not giving me eye contact. So I avoid him too. And to be honest, am I the a-hole? Did I ruin a friendship? Yeah. You had somebody who had a proper motivation to get away from a bad life situation and something that was a bad habit in the past, and they had the grades to prove that they had the motivation for it, but no, you wanted to hold on to like, they did this stuff in the past, they're never going to improve, I'm never gonna trust them. Kinda sounds like you're just jealous because they're doing better than you in class. But with that is going to have to be it with the video. If you guys would love to be absolutely amazing, show your support, and see more videos like this one in the near future, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below to start up them wholesome internet discussions, and if you guys have not already, subscribe to the channel and turn on them notifications. And I'll be sure to see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye!